be opinionated nor personal feelings. So the answers must be based on facts, and the factual questions that the teacher should ask must be in the content of the discussion. For example, what is a factual question? So the answer of the students, the students are going to answer, and everyone would eventually agree since they know what is factual question. And the next one is the clarifying questions to both students and teachers. And for example, it is what do you mean by factual question? So it means to tell more about the specific questions. And third one is the broadening or extension questions. So it enlarges the existing theme and it amplifies, responds, and any further possibilities. So it assesses the additional knowledge of the students. So for example, your topic is all about calculus. So you're going to ask your students if they know any techniques on how to answer the calculus.
So number 4 is justifying questions. So from the word justify, so it is to prove or show to be just, right, or reasonable. So for example, they're going to ask a student about what or he or she talking about. For example, if the teacher was going to ask, do you believe math? Do you believe that math is everywhere? So if the student will say yes, then they're going to ask why does math is everywhere? So we're going to moving forward. Number 5 is the hypothetical question. So this kind of question is based on a scenario. So for example, if the teacher were going to give a scenario, and this kind of scenario is if the students will going to ask, why do we need to study math? Is math is everywhere? Is math is really used in reality life? So you're going to ask the student, if you're in that scenario, what will you do? So that example is example of the hypothetical questions.
So the 5th type of questions is the question about question. So these are the questions that the students ask the teacher, but the teacher will just going to ask you the same question. So this is for the student to verbalize their understanding and their reasoning. So these examples are, what are you thinking of? Why did you ask that question? Why did you feel you asked that question? So that is the number 5 type of question, questions about questions. So the last type of question is the redirected question. So this type of question is you're going to ask the student the same questions. This is for you and the student to really know the concept of a subject. For example, math. You're going to ask the students, all of the students, what is math? And they have different and variety of ideas about math. So with that, you can connect them and you can teach the students what is math or addition all about because of their own verbalized opinion of your question. So that's it. That's all the type of question.
We were done with the types of questions, so we will proceed to the questioning strategies and techniques. Karaman Davis, in year 2005, offered the following or some of the strategies or techniques that teachers can be used to have a successful way of questioning to the students. The first technique or strategies is create a classroom culture open to a dialogue. This means that students should be able to be comfortable in asking or even in answering questions to a teacher. Teachers should not use threatening voice, instead use non-threatening voice, and maybe you can incorporate positive reinforcement for students to be able to be encouraged to participate in the classroom discussion. The second one is using both pre-planned and emerging questions. In this stage, pre-planned questions allows teachers to assess student knowledge to a particular topic. Second is the emerging questions allow teachers to assess students if there are any misunderstandings or confusion or curiosity on the students' side. Teachers can be able to answer that question for them to be encouraged to have a open or to broaden their knowledge of current knowledge or topic.
The fourth one is avoid questioning the students or using tricky questions that requires only the answer of a yes or a no. Why? Because when you are going to ask your students that require only a yes or a no answer, you cannot evaluate the knowledge of the students in solving the problem of that kind of issue. Maybe when you are asking a tricky questions, you cannot assess the way the students have his or her knowledge about the issue or the knowledge that he has or the idea that he has for that kind of question. So the fifth one is phrase questions carefully, concisely, and clearly. So the objective of questioning is to evaluate or to assess the understanding of your students. So questions should not be an aid of making their understanding of the students leading to their confusion about something. So that's the fifth technique for questioning and for questioning.
So the 6 techniques and strategies in questioning is address questions to the group or to individuals randomly. So teacher can address questions to a group of students or to an individual, and the students will be given time to generate their answer. So before calling the particular techniques, it helps by calling the attention of the students by answering the given question to a random student. It involves all the students in the discussion, and also all students will be involved in the lesson. The 7th techniques and strategies in asking question is use sufficient wait time. So in addressing the question, teacher should give an ample time for the students to answer the given question so that students will be able to utilize their problem solving and analytical skills to generate the answers.
Number 8, respond to answers given by students. Positive reinforcement encourages students and lets them know that they are in the process of comprehending the material. If students are not completely comprehending the concepts, then teachers can ask clarifying or probing questions until understanding is achieved. So number 9, deliberately frame questions to promote students' interest. We all know that students have multiple learning styles. Teachers should be open to unique individual responses and be prepared for multiple answers to the same question. And the last but not the least is use questions to identify learning objectives for follow-up self-study. So that's all the strategies and
essa bola vai rolar, mundo é um tapete verde. Quando a bola chega lá, coração fica na rede, na rede, na rede. Olá, olá. La 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 la.